This daily candle pattern that nobody is talking about is so easy that a literal can trade this strategy. It allows me to know when to trade, in what direction to trade in, and most important of all, it gives me a mechanical set of rules that allows me to show up to the chart for 5 minutes a day and trade profitably. In fact, for this month of November, since I've been testing this strategy, I am already up 5K. And the goal is by the end of this video, you'll have all these same set of rules that you can apply to your trading to become instantly profitable. So the main thing we need to pay attention to is going to be these quick retests of these candles on the expansions and the retracements of price. And what we're going to want to observe, again, like I said, is going to be the quick break and retest followed by a continuation in these scenarios. So what we'll do is we'll come down here and I can break this model down in the steps as simple as possible. So step number 1 is going to be to let the daily range close, and that's going to be around 5 p.m. Eastern for most of you guys. Followed by the daily close, we want to outline our range with the fib from low to high, and the key levels we're going to want to have on the chart is going to be the high, the low, and the 50%. So you can customize your fibs according to this for this strategy. And after you have showed up to your desk at 5 p.m., we want to let price either run the high or the low. And once that has occurred, we're going to take a trade in the same direction. So if price runs the high, we want to place an entry at the 50% of the fib to see price go higher. And if we run the low, we want to place a sell at the 50% to see a continuation lower. And that is the foundation of this strategy. It's a simple break and retest. So you're only showing up to the chart once a day for 5 minutes, which is why I love this strategy. It's giving me the most amount of freedom possible to trade without having to look at the chart for 4 hours a day. And that is why I designed these one candle systems that allow me to trade 5 to 10 minutes a day so I can actually go out and enjoy my life without having to hawk the charts. And if you guys are interested, I do have a playbook going over profitable one candle setups that only require 5 to 10 minutes of trading a day. So if you guys are interested, the link is in the description. It's completely free. But anyway, step number 3 for the strategy, of course, is going to be placing the order at the 50% in whichever direction. And one more thing I do want to note, if we do not get an entry within the next daily candle, then we do not take a trade at all. And of course, as far as the take profit goes, we're going to want to have entry at 50%, stop loss at the low. And this is the case of buys with a target at 3R. All right, and what we're going to see on the daily time frames is going to be a pattern that looks like this, with the next candle open followed by a retest and a continuation. So now that we're clear on this, let's go ahead to the charts and we'll do some testing together just so you guys can see how this works and what's going on through my head with these trades. So of course, the first thing, we want to let the range close out, and once that has happened, we're going to outline our range as such, scale down to the hourly chart. And what I've done here for you guys is marked out the daily closes with a purple line, so that way on the hour we can see when the daily closes and when to exit positions or to close the limit order. So let's go ahead and let price play out here. And remember, we either want to let price run the high or run the low. We want to let price reveal itself and react. So we run the low there. So what we're going to want to do is wait for price to come to the 50% and take a sell. All right, so we do not get an entry within that next daily range. So what we'll do, we have to scale back up to the daily time frame and outline the next range. So that next range would have actually been right here, but when we're back testing, sometimes it'll show the next candle. So we're just gonna have to bear with that. So this is gonna be that next range. And what we want to look for here is simply the break of the high or the low. So we break the low there. So what we'll do here is place a sell at the 50% and simply just catch the continuation, followed by a profit of 3R, and we'll let price play out on the hourly, and hopefully we get that entry before the next daily close. Okay, so there's going to be no entry there, so what we're going to have to do is come back to the daily time frame and outline that next range right here, and let's see if there was any retests of this given range. So we run the low, we'd want to look for a sell. Did we get that entry in time? We do not. So we're going to come back on the daily, outline our range, which is going to be this candle here. Come back on the hourly. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be the range. Okay, so we do get that retest there. Let's go back a little bit just so we can take that position. So it would have been an entry at the 50% followed by a stop loss at the low, targeting 3RR. And once we have that set, we want to come back to the daily. And as you guys can see, we have that schematic where we're breaking the high followed by a retest and a continuation. Now let's go ahead and come back to the hour, and we'll let price play out just so we can see if take profit is hit or not. Okay, so we do get profit on this trade. So we'll go ahead and denote that by a +3 RR. And that's gonna be a +3 for the trade. And we'll just keep following price to see if there's any more positions we can take. So we're gonna want to identify this range here, come back to the hour, and we'll observe price. So we wanna wait for that next daily range. Okay, perfect. So we wanna let price either run the high or the low. We run the low, so we wanna take a sell position right here, followed by 3R. We'll let price play out. Okay, that smashes our TP. That's wonderful. We'll go ahead and denote a +3 RR. So right now we're at +6R. We'll minimize this, delete that, boom, back to the daily, and we'll just keep going. So the next candle would have been this candle here. So we'll outline the high and the low. Let's scale back in price so we can observe price action. And like I said, guys, when we're back testing this, sometimes it'll print the next candle, but in live time, you are seeing everything live. And it's much easier to see the flow of the system this way. But for the sake of back testing, we're just gonna have to deal with it. So now that we have the range identified, let's scale to the 1 hour. Of course, the range close out, boom. Okay, so it's gonna move that purple line. Now we wanna let price either break the high or the low and trade in that direction. Okay, so we break the low in time, that's perfect. Let's place a short right here. Stop loss at the daily high, followed by a profit of 3R. Okay, perfect. And now let's let price play out. Okay, so we do not get an entry. It did not hit our entry in time, so we're gonna have to delete this position. Come back to the daily and outline that next range here. It's gonna be right here. Go to the hourly. We'll let the range finish out here. Okay, perfect. So this is going to be our range right here from high to low. Okay, so we break the low there. We do not hit the 50, but we still have time. Okay, no entry there. We'll come back to the daily. That next candle would have been this one right here. Let's go ahead and do this so we can actually see price. Okay, so the range is just closed out. Perfect. And we'll look for the breach of the high or the low. We break the low there. Entry at the 50% there. Stop loss at the high, followed by 3R. Let's see if we get the entry before the next close. Okay, perfect. We get tapped in there. Okay, so the daily range closed out. We're still in the position. We can still hold this trade, so it's no worries. And yep, it smashes 3R. So again, another +3RR right there. And what we'll do here is make this a little smaller, delete that, and we'll go over a few more for us. Okay, so like I said, from low to high, now that the candle is closed out, back to the 1 hour view. Perfect, so the range is closed out. Now we wanna let price either run the high or low. We run the high, so that means we place a position at the 50% there, stop loss at the low, take profit of 3R. See if we get that entry in time. Okay, so no entry there. We'll go ahead and do one more for us, which would be at this range here. We'll let the range finish forming on the hour. Okay, the range is formed, and now we want to let price either run the high or the low and take a position. Okay, so there's no trade there. But as you guys can see with these few examples here, so let's go to the 4 hour. With these few trades that we took here, we totaled an amount of 9R. We did not take a single loss with this mechanism. So if we total the amounts up, it would have been 9R total, which if you're risking 1% of a 100K account, that's 9K. And personally with my 100K account, it's my own funds. I do not trade prop firms. I'm a big believer in account autonomy. So every dollar I trade is my own. And what I recommend with this strategy, guys, is to have multiple pairs up every day. Let's say you pick 3 pairs. You show up every day, look for your setups, and of course if there's a trade you take it. If not, you just walk away, sit on your hands. But the beauty of this strategy, like I said, is you're showing up 5 minutes a day, looking for your trades and getting off. If you guys have any questions on this strategy, please feel free to comment down below. I will answer you. And again, if you guys are interested in my free PDF, the link is in the description. You'll have access to all of my one candle setups that has allowed me to trade 5 to 10 minutes a day. But anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video.